Good morning, everybody. It is December 9th, 2021, and it's about 5:40 in the morning. Today we have a couple of verses. Yesterday we only had one. Today we are doing Genesis chapter 3, verse 17 through Genesis chapter 3, verse 19. And this is the man's consequence of eating the fruit, the man's consequence to the sin. So I'm going to read it to you and then we're going to discuss it. And the Lord to the man, he said, since you listened to your wife and ate from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat, the ground is cursed because of you. All your life you will struggle to scratch a living from it. It will grow thorns and thistles for you. Through you will eat of its grain. By the sweat of your brow you will have food to eat, until you return to the ground from which you were made. For you were made from dust, and to dust you will return. That is a lot. God says that the man is going to struggle. He's going to struggle to farm the land. He's going to struggle. The earth is going to fight against him. And he also says he's going to die. See, remember, in the Garden of Eden, we weren't supposed to physically die. We weren't supposed to physically feel pain. We weren't supposed to physically feel anger or frustration or any of that stuff. But because of sin, because of what sin has done, we deal with all these things. And we struggle. Every day people struggle to eat. Every day people starve because they don't have enough to eat. That's not what God wanted. When he created the Garden of Eden, he wanted us to have everything we needed and to not suffer. But sin makes us suffer. The enemy makes us suffer. The enemy will tempt us with what we think we want, but in the end, we struggle to have the things we need because we give in to that temptation. And I also feel like God specifically told Adam. He specifically said to Adam the command. So Adam knew before Eve did. And instead of Adam standing up and saying, no, we're not supposed to do this, he did it anyway. Isn't that the case in our lives where we know we're not supposed to do something, or we know someone else is not supposed to do something, and instead of saying and going against what the person wants, we let them do it. We let ourselves do it because we think it's going to be easier. And we think we're going to please the other person. And when we do that, it does a disservice to the other person. If Adam would have just stepped up and said, no, we're not supposed to do that, this wouldn't have happened. And I'm not blaming Adam completely, because all three, the serpent, the woman, and the man, all played a role in this. But when we are specifically told by God that we are not to do something, and we do it anyway, or we let someone else do it anyway, that is on us too, as much as it's on the person who does the actual thing. It's on us when we know the right thing to do, yet we don't say anything. And I think that God had to be harsh because he's a sovereign God. He never changes. He says what he's going to do when he does it. And we are the ones that give into these temptations, give into this stuff that we shouldn't give into. You know, like I said, I struggle with anger and I struggle with money. I struggle with not knowing what I actually need and what I think I need. And it's a big struggle with me. And a lot of times I give into the temptation of what I think I need, and I end up not having what I actually need because of that. But God always provides. God always gives hope. And for me, that hope is that he will help me with my anger. He will help me with my struggles with money. So I'm asking you, even in the midst of dealing with the consequences of our sins and dealing with the consequences of the things we do, where do you find hope? Because remember, my goal is to help you see the hope that's in the Bible. Even in those times where you're like, what is going on? Because there's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of times where we're like, what is going on here? But the hope, the whole thing, the whole reason for the Bible is the hope in Jesus Christ, that he has saved us. He died on the cross to save us from sin and death. So the things that Adam and Eve are going through right now, dealing with the sin, and then God telling Adam that he is going to die and go back to the ground that he was made from, all that Jesus saves us from. How wonderful is that? How awesome is that? I can't even express in words what I mean. So where is your hope? What situation are you struggling with? And what sin are you struggling with? And where's the hope in God? And where is it where you can call upon him? I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. And I hope you guys see that Jesus is the ultimate hope in our lives. Have a great day. Bye.